Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that boss energy. This is the Emperor card for you. I feel like you're kind of taking the lead on something. I feel like you're somebody who's kind of like, I feel like you're an entrepreneur of some kind. I feel like you're your own boss in some way. Okay. You're very self-led, very self-directed. I don't feel like you need a lot of instruction. You don't need a lot of advice. You don't need a lot of supervision, which maybe has gotten you in trouble when you were a kid, but now it really serves you well, right? That you've, I feel like you've been on your own in some way, and that really is, you thrive in that way. I feel like you're leading other people, or you're some kind of a boss, or a leader, or a supervisor, or an entrepreneur, or a business something, but I feel like right now you are you're kind of focused on what to do next, how to innovate. Okay, so I feel that there's something going on that's it's good, it's kind of stagnating, and you're always looking to change things up, to do a little bit more, to keep pushing, you have all these ideas, I think, for like new products or new YouTube videos, or just kind of something new in the department, or something new that we could do at the house, or for the family, or there's always these new ideas to keep things moving forward, to keep things fresh. We're always generating these new ideas, and I feel like this is kind of your responsibility. Okay, because I feel as if you probably work for yourself, or you have your own business. Maybe it's a side business or a side hustle. Maybe you're retired, and this is like really, you're looking to continue this process of evolution and creativity for as long as we can, right? For the foreseeable future. So this is really ambitious and self-directed energy. I don't know what that direction is. Maybe we'll see with a couple other cards. But the Emperor energy is very, very nice. And the next card is Queen of Cups. And it could be that we're searching for that next thing, right? The Queen of Cups is kind of this, there's a lot of depth here. And it could be that we're searching the depths to really figure out how to take this next step, how to innovate. What do we do next, right? I think what you're doing really is an expression of love and of compassion. I feel like you're helping people in some way. Maybe you're helping people to discover themselves, or to discover their path. Maybe you're a motivational speaker kind of person, or maybe you do YouTube videos, but you're an inspiration to people. And people really love to hear your story. And the Queen of Cups is very much about emotional transparency, emotional honesty, emotional depth, getting beneath the surface of things, getting to the real heart, the real meaning, the real meat of the issue, not staying, on the shallow end, right? We got to lift the veil. You got to pull the veil right off. Right? So there's a certain emotional honesty, a certain kind of raw authenticity or vulnerability about you right now that's going to help you to push whatever this is forward, whatever your business is, whatever your life path is. The way forward is through really opening yourself up emotionally and letting people connect with who you really are. Those things that make you human, and really digging down to the depths of who you are. And It doesn't mean that we've got to just tell everybody everything that happens to her, every feeling we have, but find a way to connect with your people, whether it's an audience, coworkers, family members, friends, your pets, your plants, I don't know. Connecting with them in this very authentic, very real, and very kind of, vulnerable way. That's how you innovate and push forward right now. Okay? So we're going to keep doing our cards. The next one, that bright sun underneath everything. And really, it's if we think of this as being the water, right, the Queen of Cups, and we think of the depths, right, what we're finding down in those depths is that authenticity, that light, that shining bright. This is really, you're a beacon of light for other people. I think you're very charismatic, and I think that when you get into your zone, you're not just the emperor, you're not just leading, you're creating, you are inspiring, you are lighting the way for other people. Okay? And I feel like when you're able to connect with people in that way, in that very authentic, very real, emotional way, when you connect with people on that level, that brings out the very best in you. That's where you really shine. Yeah. So you are doing something creative. This is something that is leading you to success. There is a financial component to what you do. Even if you're retired, even if you're in school, it doesn't matter to me. Work is work. I don't care how old you are. It's what you're putting effort into every day. Work is what we're burning calories doing, what we're doing with our time. That's what work is. It doesn't have to be a job, between the ages of, I don't know, well, in my case, I got my first job when I was 15. Been working ever since, and I'm however old I am now. So a lot of years, But work is anything that we're putting our effort into. And I think you're putting your effort into connecting with people and really, really leading and really innovating. I think that it's kind of, there's this anti-stagnation energy about you, that in order for you to kind of grow your business or grow your life or grow yourself, we're always pushing limits. We're looking always to innovate, right? And maybe you're the CEO of a company and everybody's relying on you to what do we do? What's the next product? What's the next, you think of any big company that's been around for years and years and years, right? They've done basically the same thing for 100 years, but they've always introduced new things. They've always tried these new things. They've always kind of innovated or had new products or, things like this. I can't think of a company off the top of my head. But in a theoretical world, that's kind of the way it is. It's a steady and consistent thing. And people love consistency and steadiness, but they also love a little bit of novelty. Got to spice it up, got to keep it exciting. And the way that you do that, I think, is by connecting with people on a real level, real personal, emotional depth, real authentic. Yeah. And transparent, emotionally transparent. Not trying to veil or conceal who you are or how you feel about things. And that's what really lets you shine. And I think this is important for you right now. Let's see what the past energy is. Ace of Cups. Maybe there's something going on or something happened in your life that it's important that you talk about it. It's important that you express that. This isn't something to conceal away or hide away or something that you can't share. But this might be, rather than being some particular event, let's say something really, really positive happened to you, but you're not telling anybody. Okay, well, maybe it's that. Maybe this is saying, well, you're excited about something, let people know, talk about it. And even if it's friends, family, coworkers, associates, colleagues, your pets, your plant, it doesn't matter. Whoever's around you, whatever you're doing, bring that energy into it, right? And maybe this isn't really necessarily about literal communication, telling other people, but allowing this Ace of Cups to fuel what you're doing. Bring it out to the surface. Bring that love and that excitement to whatever you're putting your work in, whatever you're putting your effort into, whatever your work is. Okay? And I think that this is really this is your inspiration, no matter what it is. It's an ace. It is unmanifest at this point. but it's yours to bring into this. This is that pure heart. This is that clear head. This is that inspired idea. This is all the love that you have, right? And it's kind of a spiritual state. It's a spiritual power. And you have the power to bring that into whatever your work is right now, whatever your emperor is doing. We got to bring in this love and manifest it. And this, again, it's coming through your authenticity. It's being channeled through you. So the ace of this might be a spiritual idea, a spiritual feeling, the purity of love in a very abstract sense. But it's really literally coming through you and your voice and your activities and your aura. And that's the Sun card. And I think you know that you have to bring this kind of realness to your emperor. And, a good emperor is one that does have a lot of compassion, can make the very difficult decisions, but can also be very compassionate, right? And has to make these difficult decisions, has to lead the way, make these difficult decisions, but with love and with compassion, with that kind of pure heart. Let's look at another card up above everything, 6 of Wands. I feel like this is, I feel like you've got something going on that really is going to pay off for you. This card, this is a huge win. This is victory. It's the 6 of Wands. This is you triumphing over something. This is you getting to the top or succeeding in some way. It's not a finish line. It doesn't mean I just want to get to the end. I want to cross the finish line and I want to be the first one across. No. This is you succeeding in what you do. And this card is asking you, what is victory? What is success to you? What would it mean to win, right? Whatever this emperor is doing, how would you know when you've won? How would you know when you've achieved a victory? Not the victory, not the end, but how would you know when you are succeeding or when you are victorious in your life? Is this doing better than somebody else? Is this reaching a certain milestone in your personal life or your professional life, your business life, your work, whatever, right? Maybe you're just at the gym. Maybe this is all just you at the, at the free weights or something. What is the benchmark for success for you? What would that look like? So this is a card really that's teaching us about ourselves because it's forcing us to ask the questions. What would make me feel like I've done it, like I've won, like I'm winning, I'm succeeding? For you, I don't think it's if you could do better than everybody else. Because I'll guarantee in life, there's always going to be somebody better than you. Always. I don't care who you are. There's always going to be somebody better than you, either stronger or faster or, can lift a heavier weight, so to speak, right? Records are meant to be broken, right? So I don't think that it's that for you. But I think we have to ask ourselves, what is the measure of victory, of success, of winning, right? I think that this authenticity that you bring to the table, that really is a huge win for you. And I think that with this and this is a gold mine. Yeah, I think you've struck gold with this. If you can bring this to what you're doing, if you can bring this Ace of Cups, really, this love that you have, whatever this is that's within you that needs to be brought forth, that kind of realness, that kind of just raw authenticity, bringing that to your emperor energy is going to give you the biggest win of your life. That is how you reach your success and your victory, whatever that might look like to you, right? Let's do one card more for the Path of the Dove and see if we get that idea of what that victory is. Oh, that's the Hanged Man. Interesting. Interesting with the Hanged Man. Maybe we didn't answer the question yet. Because the Hanged Man is kind of, it's water, 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 right? And then if we look here, fire, fire, fire. The sun, it's a ball of fire. The Emperor is Aries energy, and the Six of Wands, of course, is fire. We have fire vertically. The spiritual fire is lit. And it, in a very practical way on the horizontal plane, it's being fueled by this water energy. So your spiritual victory is coming by way of your just being sincere, being authentic, being transparent with how you feel, and with the love, with the compassion, with your creativity, right? And so the Hanged Man might really be you kind of surrendering to this water energy and just not fighting it, just allowing it to flow forth from you. I also feel like there maybe is something particularly difficult for you to talk about or to express, or to maybe there's something even that we haven't really dealt with emotionally, right? The Ace of Cups is the source. This is like the Holy Grail. This is like that we've discovered the gold mine here, right? And I think that it really requires some soul searching. It requires us to look at ourselves in that very transparent way. And when I say this is emotional transparency, I mean mostly with us, being transparent with ourselves, looking at what we're feeling and what we're doing and how we're doing it, and our past, our present, our future, and being honest about how we feel. Okay? And that kind of emotional, really with the Hanged Man, it's almost an emotional release, right? That is going to really fuel that Emperor toward victory. Okay? So I don't know exactly what the Hanged Man is, but I feel like this is us accepting something and really diving into that Queen of Cups, and being immersed in it, you know. And it seems like it's an uncomfortable position, but I feel like this is how you really activate all of this fire energy, all of this, like, I just feel like you really light up. Like this really does bring out your unique voice and your energy. Yeah. We're gonna keep going. We'll see if we can get a little bit more insight into the Hanged Man about what that kind of might be. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and it's gonna go right here. We're gonna put Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top of that card. We're not gonna look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? If at any point during this reading you feel like you know what that card is, go ahead and put a prediction in the comments down below. We're going to do the Path of the Serpent now, and as I do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Okay. General energy. See what we've got. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there's this part of your life, you're trying to maintain it. Okay, so this could really be, talking about getting the bills paid, to making sure your health is taken care of. I think you have a lot of responsibilities. Maybe you got kids, you got family members, you got pets, plants, people. You're responsible for a lot of things, and it's important that what you do here is supporting your life this way, right? Supporting this. And I think in that context, it kind of seems that the Hanged Man, we look at this diagonal configuration, it's kind of a little side, what do they call it? Digression, I guess. The victory that we are looking for, I think, is the ability to take care of all of our responsibilities, all of our pets, plants, and people, right? All the bills are paid. Everybody kind of has what they want. There's a certain abundance. Everybody is thriving in our lives. And the Hanged Man kind of seems like this is what you're willing to do to get that. You're the bridge. It almost feels like your sacrifice is what is guaranteeing the success here. And I would say sacrifice, I don't mean that you're going to be going without so everybody can have, right? It's not that you have to give up your plate of food in order to feed your family, right? That's not what I mean. What I mean is that this is really a spiritual sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to yourself. Reminds me very much of Odin when I see this card. Maybe it's a different, I don't think Odin hung from his ankle, if I remember correctly. But it's a sacrifice of yourself to yourself. And it's basically saying, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to manifest my absolute best life, to manifest the best version of myself. And so we think of what are all the painful things we do as people in service of something greater. Going to the gym, right? being careful with what we eat, being mindful of our food, right? And the emotional stuff too, which I think is more about what we're talking about. But just going to the gym, like, why do people do that? Why do I go and punish myself at the gym? I'm sore, I'm aching all over the place from this intense workout. Well, because it's in service of something else, right? And of course we say, well, I go to the gym, I feel great. I leave the gym, I feel great. Well, maybe over time you get there, but I remember going to the gym. When I had time to go every day, it was grueling, and I loved it because I knew it was in service to something else. I knew it was in service to the best version of myself that I was trying to achieve. And I feel like we're always trying to achieve that. And I think that's part of the ongoing Six of Wands. So, in that sense, it's all the things that we're willing to put ourselves through in order to get the success that we're looking for. All right. And the Eight of Pentacles here in your general energy, I think, is kind of showing what your motivations are. You're really looking, you want to take care of your people. You want to take care of your family, your friends. Maybe you've got employees, maybe you've got pets and plants, right? So I feel like you didn't always have enough in your life. You probably come from a past where there was some struggle, where there was, like, maybe as a kid, like, there wasn't always enough to eat. There wasn't always, like, new clothes for the school year or whatever. Maybe there was a struggle for you, right? And so now you're in this position where you don't want to do that again. You don't want your kids or your family, your friends, your pets or your plants to go through that. Okay, you've been there. And that's part of the Hanged Man too, that you know what it's like to be there, and you don't want people you care about to have to be there. It was good for you. You learned a lot from that. This has made you who you are today, but you don't want your loved ones to have to go through this to become they're going to have their own hanged man. Everybody has their own hanged man in their life, right? I don't mean that literally. I mean, we all have the difficulty, the pain, the suffering that builds us up into who we become. We all have our challenges from the day we're born until right now. And tomorrow and every day in the future, we're going to have those challenges. That pain and suffering that's going to help to create who we are. Some of it's voluntary. Some of it seems to happen to us whether we like it or not. But all of it is creating who we are going to be. It's all kind of nourishing this plant that we're growing. Yeah. And so now I kind of feel like you don't want anybody you care about to have to go through the struggle like you did. Yeah. Well, let's keep going. I don't want to take up all your time today, but Three of Cups. Yeah, so you care about people around you. You want everybody to kind of have this good life. But I think there is part of you that knows, that realizes that, yeah, people are going to have to go through their own struggles, their own challenges, so that they can become the best version of themselves too, just as you are trying to do. Okay? So the work that you're doing over here, I think is really meant, it's meant for you. I think you're enjoying it too, because the Three of Cups is this is celebrated. This is a good time. So I feel like you're celebrating your achievements. You're proud of yourself. I think that, when you realize what your Six of Wands is, and on those days where we really feel like I'm doing it, I'm living a successful life on my own terms, by my own guidelines, my own yardstick or meter stick or whatever. We're proud of that. And because we know how far we've come. And I think that what gives you a lot of pride too is being able to take care of the pets and the plants and the people that you love. You love seeing people enjoy themselves. You love seeing people having a good time, and you're thankful for that, and you like to be thanked for that. You like to be recognized for what you're contributing to this life that you're leading, right? Whether it's your family or your employees or whatever, coworkers. It makes you proud to see everybody happy, healthy, successful, whatever it is. And I think people appreciate you for what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table and how hard you're working to maintain that for everybody. Everybody's contributing, the coworkers and family and friends. Everybody's doing their part. But this is, I think, something that you are very proud of your contribution. And it deserves to be celebrated. You deserve to be proud. You deserve to be appreciated just as much as you appreciate all of the sacrifices and all of the hard work of everybody else. Right? Let's keep going. What is the obstacle to some of this? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there is much of an obstacle. This seems like a really huge win. It seems like you have struck gold here. You have found this authentic voice, really. And I think that you already have. I think this is something that's it's currently unfolding. I think that the question here is to ask, well, when are you allowed to tell yourself that I've made it, I'm successful, I'm doing it? Or do we always kind of feel as if I'm not doing enough, I need to do more for my people, for myself? I need to sacrifice more, I need to push harder. Or when are we going to feel like, yeah, we've reached a pretty good place now? See, we've got the Prince of Wands in the position of the obstacle. The difficulty with you is slowing down. The difficulty with you is not feeling that every second I've got to hurry, I've got to go, I've got more to do. Right? We've got that Emperor, and the Emperor, yes, is always looking for ways to push forward, ways to innovate, ways to grow the business, new products to release, that sort of thing. And the Prince of Wands is that continued. It's just, I'm going to keep doing that forever and ever and ever. So the difficulty really is knowing kind of when you can ease back, Ripley. That we've made it. We're in a good spot. We can slow down a little bit, but you're saying no. I've got to keep going full speed ahead. Yeah. And it's hard not to want to go faster. Especially if you have a really big win, if you feel like you've found a way to print money, or you found that pot of gold or the gold mine, let's say, you're going to want to go faster. Well, I've struck gold here. I'm not going to slow down and no, it's going to motivate you to keep going. So the more win you have, the more you find the gold, the more energetic you're going to be. And we've got the Fool. But we have to know, of course, whether we're being wise or we're being foolish. So I think we have to kind of know when to kind of choose to slow down a little bit and enjoy the fruits of our labor, like we see kind of over here. That we don't want to neglect certain things in our life. We don't want to neglect the personal relationships, the intimacy, the real emotional bonds, right? So we have to take some of this water, and this water is not just here to fuel your success. The water has to be here also to fuel and to nurture this life that you're building. Every aspect of the life, not just the so-called business or the work portion of it, but it has to nurture and nourish your relationships. Okay. The Fool is a very good card. The Fool is a freedom. I feel like a lot of this, I feel like this is a huge win for you. I feel like you have literally struck gold here. And the Fool is saying that this is a life. This is, you found your sun here internally. And this is, you're on fire. You're in your game. You're in your zone. And it's giving you a sense of freedom. It's kind of, this is some sort of work that you're doing, some sort of innovation. You're bringing this authenticity and this realness to the table that's going to make you even more successful than you have been. And that, I think, is giving you even more freedom. We have to be careful with this because the Fool sometimes is not very thoughtful. The Fool can be inconsiderate. The Fool can get wrapped up in the moment and forget about responsibilities, forget about how my actions might affect other people. That's the Fool, right? So we have to maintain balance. The Fool needs balance, right? And the Fool and the Emperor are two very different energies. The Fool has no direction, no consideration, no care, just wants new experience after new experience after new experience. The Emperor, on the other hand, very calculated, very authoritative, very disciplined, right? Very structured and very, very ordered. Very different from that. Let's look at the mystery card. balance, right? We need perhaps the Justice card. We need perhaps the Art or Temperance card. But I feel like it's kind of going to be an ace. I kind of feel it's going to be Pentacles, no matter what. And it's either going to be the ace or like the 10 of Pentacles, right? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Oh, a 10 of Cups. Well, that's even better. This is showing that your water energy, this secret force that you have in you, is the source of all water. Okay? This water is splitting off into all these different rivers. Okay? And this water now is flowing down all of these different channels to every aspect of your life. Your friends, your family, your relationships, your creativity, your health, your finances, your spirituality, your creativity, your hobbies, all this. The water is infinite, and it is spreading out in all these different directions. And it's really creating a balanced and full, a very satisfying life, and a life for which you are grateful, and people are grateful for you. You're manifesting the dream. The pot of gold, really, this is it. And it's creating a lot of different streams. It's feeding all these other things in your life. Everything in your life is being fed by that source, by that water. That's the well, right? And then this is every aspect of your life that is benefiting from that well, that is being fed, by that well. This is really, really good. And I think this is something to be very, very thankful for. It's like you've struck gold, and now that gold is helping you it's the means to the end, right? Of living that satisfied life, that full life of gratitude and love and connection and beauty and all these things. The dream come true. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there should be a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.